Hello guys, I am here with Sage and we're going to do her body change, but before I start I wanted to show you guys what you need to change their body or to reweigh them. And so you're going to need zip ties. The zip ties have the little ends to them. Okay, you're going to need those, and you can get those at Bountiful Baby. You'll probably get them at McPherson's. You could probably get them. Somebody said you can get them from the 99-cent store, but I'm not sure. But as long as they have the small end, you're good to go. Okay. And then you're going to need polyfill. I get the Ultra Plush rather. It's super soft polyfill. So that's the one I get. You can get these pretty cheap. I think they're like $4. And you're going to need a pair of nail clippers. I have these really big nail clippers, so it's really useful. They really work good for me. I'll show you why as we go along, but you're going to need those. And you're going to need a body if you're changing the body out. But most of the time, people are just trying to reweigh their babies or trying to repair them because one of the legs or something came off. And this will teach you how to put it on if you don't know. If you already know, well, watch for the fun of it to see Sage get her surgery. So I've already started taking off her socks. But anyway, here's the body. I've already put all the zip ties in, only because I may have to take them out because if they're not put in right, because you have to make sure this part, the flat part, is going to go with this. So that one's right. This one is right. This one is right. And let's see about this one. This one's right. Okay, so they all look like, wait a minute. This one is not right. See how it's pointing this way? It's not right. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to redo this one, and I'm going to show you how to put the zip tie in. So you want to make sure that this side is facing this way. So that way when you put it in, you're going to get them to go this way because it won't go this way. So you're going to make sure. So the best way I think of doing that is by putting it this way towards you with the pointy thing facing out. Okay? And then you just, this is the hard part. And I always say if you're going to redo your baby's body, you're better off just getting everything ready ahead of time and then just you can unstuff her and everything after. Okay, so they have these little notches in them. It's where the body is made. See it right here? So the body is sewn together right here. So it's going to be really tough to put it in. So you just have to kind of wiggle it in there. And I got to do this way because the way I do it. So let's see if I can show you. You just kind of got to push it through and wiggle it in there a little bit, and you'll kind of feel it coming through. And when you feel it coming through, you just pull it on through. Now this body has, I think, 3 of those. That's why I was trying to re-put the things in before the video, so I wouldn't take up all you guys' time. And the same thing with this one. So this one might go in pretty, no, I still got to jiggle it a little bit. Just kind of find that little spot, the spot where it goes through. And then put it through some more. I gotta make sure I check all the other ones before I start because, okay, so now we're coming up to this other one. Like I said, this body has 3. So you're gonna put it through. So the little opening is always gonna be at the very top. So the very top right here, there's a little loop, like a little fold over part, and that's where you're gonna put your zip tie. See, the first time that I did this, I was very scared because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to get her babies back together. But my sister told me, just go for it and you'll get it. So I did. And there it is. So see how it's facing that way? It's facing opposite from me. So if you face the zip tie this way, the flat part should be towards you. So let's check the other ones. This one. This one's right. If I turn it around this way, The flat part is facing towards me. And let's see, this one, the flat's to me. I'm going to check the bottoms now. Okay, let's see. Yep. And this one looks like it's wrong because there's no way it's going to go in. So we got to redo this one too. I was in a hurry when I put them together because I only have so much time before my grandson wakes up and then it's all over. Okay, so let's try this again. And I think this one only has the one because it's the leg, so it's only going to have one seam. I hope everybody's been having a great day. Here it's already very sunny. I think we're supposed to be in the 90s today. Crazy weather. This seam is going to be tough for me. This is why I wanted to do it ahead of time, because sometimes these seams are really hard to get through. There it goes. So you just have to kind of jiggle it around, and one time it took me almost 20 minutes just to get one in. I was so mad. I think it was when I was putting my very first reborn that I made together. Okay, so that works there. Okay, so I got all the zip ties done. Hopefully this body will look good on her. It's not much smaller than her body that she has now. So I'm just going to undress her, and then we'll move the boppy back. I don't know if if her glass beads are going to leak a little bit, because I put this doll in this, we took her apart to revarnish her when I was at my sister's, and we did her reweighing and stuff, but so far she's like stayed really good. So we did double bag the glass beads, but my glass beads are a little too fine. I'm going to have to look into getting thicker, the bigger grade. So hopefully it doesn't leak out, but if it does, I'll have to deal with it because I do not have my other stockings. I did buy some, and I tried to find them before this video, but unfortunately I could not find it. I tried to find them. I don't know what I did with them. I just recently bought them too. When I went to the, I think it was Walmart with my daughter-in-law rather. Her hair's a mess. I should have brought her brush to brush her hair. I think I have one over here. Okay. So I'm taking off all her clothes only because, we're changing her whole body out. And I prefer doing that because that way you don't get any glass beads on their body. She has that cute little chevron diaper on. She is painted so nicely. She is I think my smallest baby. Yes, she is. And I love her. She's so cute. She's so newbornish, the way her mouth is. All right, let's take off your ones. I brought her a little outfit to wear afterwards too, but no headband, so. Well, I guess her hair is kind of messy anyways. Okay, so we get to where the body is, and you see the little zip tie sticking out. I don't know if you guys can see that. Trying to get you guys as close as I can without my camera falling out of the thing. Okay, so there's a little bump of a zip tie right there in her leg. You got to get that off. Sometimes you can take it off this way. I can do it this way. I don't know if you guys can, but usually you can pull it aside and you can snip it. But I put these on really tight. I don't know why I did that. But anyway, if you go in here, you pull back the thing, you could probably go in there and snip it. This is another thing I probably should have done off camera, but you're going to try not to clip the body. Okay, so you just go in there and snip it, and that one comes out, and her legs are filled with glass beads, and we have polyfill in them, so her legs are good. We're not gonna really mess with anything. And then she's got a little bit of polyfill in her little stubs here. This one might be able to just slip out. I hate cutting it because you never know if you could cut the body unless you make them a little bit more This one's going to come right out. There we go. See? There's your other leg. And then this makes it easier for me to snip this. Okay, take that out. I'm going to try to put in everything back in the way it is because our body's small, so this body is a little bit smaller, but really not by very much. It's very little, so you shouldn't really see much of a difference. Okay, let's see if I can pop the arm out without having to cut it. I'd rather do that than cut it because I don't want to snip her body, because I could use this body for another baby eventually. Let's see. Well, it looks like I'm going to have to snip it. This one's a little tight too. Okay, so I'm going to try to snip it. You don't want to get their vinyl, so I usually hold their vinyl back like this so you don't get the vinyl when you're snipping it. So you just get only the zip tie. Oh my goodness, this thing's being so stubborn. I probably should have done this before I got on, because it's giving me such a hard time to cut this. Let me see if I can. I hate when I can't get them out of there. Okay, I think I can do it here now. There we go. That's the arm. Whoops, I just dropped my nail clippers. I get nervous taking off the zip ties because I don't want to cut her vinyl. So this one is not going to come out that way either. So I'm going to have to pull this back again. Usually if you pull back the material, then you can get the zip tie to show. You guys can even see that. Let's see how you guys can see the zip tie showing. Then you just go in there and you clip the zip tie without clipping the baby. Oh my goodness. Okay. Alrighty. And no damage to her. Perfectly fine. Oh, her shoulders. All right, now for the last part, and the head flips right off. Isn't that funny? So then I'm going to go ahead and cut this because I can't get everything out with it on. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. So then you got, I think it might be okay. I'm going to put some paper down here in front of me just in case the bag leaks a little bit. So she's got one bag of glass beads. Oh, let's put this over here. I'm probably going to put new polyfill in her because it's been a couple of years since she's had some polyfill. And there's her other bag. Okay. I'm going to see if both those bags fit in there. If they don't, I'm just going to take part of the sand out of one because, and there's her empty body. See, this body was, I think it was a homemade body. And it has the springs in it. I'm really not fond of these bodies, so yeah, that's why we decided to change this body. Okay, so here's her new body. And the first thing you want to do is you want to put some polyfill in there. Put some polyfill down here. See, later on I'll probably go ahead and get me the body with a little bum to it. But right now we are just doing this body. I just wanted to get away from those springs. This one doesn't have the springs, it just has the plastic. So I'm just put a little bit of in there, and we're going to see how this works here. Put one of these down at the bottom. That weighs her little tushy down. Trying to see which way does this body go. I think it's going to go that way. I don't know if they go this way. It could go this way. Let me see. These are side loading legs. Because this looks like the back, yeah. Okay, so then you gotta put the polyfill around it because you don't want to fill polyfill when you have it together. And usually you can just kind of feel and see how it feels in the middle there. Okay, and then once you get a little bit of polyfill in there, whoops, I'll grab the old one. You could, I don't want her to be too fat though. So I may end up taking some of that because this looks like a lot of, to me she looks like she's going to be really fat with all those glass beads in her. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can't empty a little bit of these glass beads out. Luckily I have a trash can right next to me. Okay, let's see. So usually they tie them shut with a knot at the top, so you can pretty much take the knot out instead of cutting it, because if you cut it, you're going to have to get a whole new stocking. And if you have stockings, or if you want to go out and buy some before you reweigh your baby, that would probably be a good idea. But since my stockings are not anywhere to be found right now, I'm going to have to just do with what I have here, which is try to find a way to take this knot out. And if I can, I'm just going to have to maybe just put one glass beads in her. It's not, I'm not able to take it off. I don't know why that's happening. I wanted this video to go a little bit faster, but I wasn't thinking about taking some of these glass beads out. I thought I could just transfer her, but I'm finding that even though the bodies are the same, I don't want her to be like really heavy or too stiff. There it goes. Okay, so I'm just gonna see if you guys can see my glass beads are kind of thin. So I'm just gonna, oh, is it not? Oh my goodness. It's in another bag. I forgot we double bag them now. Okay, yeah, we double bag them because these glass beads are pretty thin and they come out. So this is why the bigger grade is a little bit better. I found that out by watching a lot of people, a lot of artists on YouTube and stuff, that the bigger grade is a little bit better because you don't have this problem with them leaking through the nylons. Okay, so I'm gonna, maybe I should pull it aside and do it. I'm gonna grab my trash can. And I'm just gonna empty a little bit of her glass beads out because I don't think I need to empty a lot of them. I don't want her to be too light. Okay. And another thing, if you make it so it's not so tight, the bag, it also helps. So that way it has room to move around a little bit. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and put it doubled again. I just rub it, just turn it like that. So this one is a little bit smaller. I think I'm going to put this one probably on the top. So that way it's not as heavy up there. Okay, so still more pliable to where it moves around a little bit. And then we're gonna take a little bit of these out. I just feel like she's a newborn baby and she shouldn't have so much stiffness in her. And with the beads this crowded, it makes it feel like it's so stiff in there. So I want to make her a little bit lighter. She does have full glass beads in her arms and legs, and she's got glass beads in her head too, but I'm not messing with all of that since we're just switching out bodies. A little bit of a mess to clean up here today. Okay. I don't know if you guys can see. So I got her a cute little outfit to put on her after we're done here, and I'll see if I can go get my brush from my desk. Uh-oh, I think I just popped the whole top off my trash can. I'm just going to empty just a little bit out of here because I don't want to make it too small, but I just want to make it a little bit smaller. Okay. Do it like that. And then pull the second one over it. And I like to tie both shut because it's just better that way. I'm trying to make it a little bit more long ways so it's not so bunched up in one spot. Okay, so that will go in her bottom half. So I'm going to put a little bit more in there. And then you're going to put one bag of your glass beads right inside. Kind of like make a little nest for it. That way it kind of feels natural in there. And then you're going to put some more polyfill in her. Okay, go to the front. And a little bit more. She's going to seem a little fluffier at first because it's new polyfill that I'm putting in there. And then you're just going to put the other one like right up on the top part. Okay, then you're going to put the polyfill around it. Oh! So that way you kind of feel more of the polyfill. You're still probably going to feel a little bit of the glass beads. But, oh, that feels so much better for her. And that way it kind of gives her more of a squishy type of a look. Put a little bit more on the top. So I don't want her to be too floppy, but I don't want her to be stiff, you know, because she is a newborn baby. She's one of my smallest. She is my smallest. The next smallest I have would be Corbin and Evander and Dakota. And Dakota is supposedly going to be getting a new body hopefully soon. I want to get her a reborn body because she has the full legs. Okay, so then, uh-oh, I lost part of her thing right here. Okay, so then you're going to take your thing here and pull it through like that. And you can pull it through a little bit because you're gonna, just as long as you have a space to put her head. So let's try and make it small so you know that way you have a space to put the head. And then you're gonna put the head, see, I don't know, this is the front or the back, I think. But that just looks so unnatural. I think this might be because I think the zip ties are supposed to go in the back, okay? Or on the side. Some will go on the side, some will go on the back, but I think hers goes in the back. It just doesn't look natural. I don't know why. I'm gonna have to get her the body with the yeah, this one is the back, yeah, because it has the tag. Kind of like our clothes do, right? So the tag is going to go on the back. So then I'm going to put her head right here. And you're going to pull the zip tie closed around the neck. just like that. And this is gonna have to get pulled out. I don't know, I should check that. Okay. And there's her head. I'm not gonna cut the zip ties just yet. So in her legs and arms, you just wanna get like a little bit. You don't wanna make them look like a football player. So just a little bit in the arms. Let's see how that's going. Oh, her head's heavy. Let's see. You don't want it to be too flat either, but you don't want it to look like a football player with big shoulders, because those are her shoulders right there. Let me see now. I think that might do. What do you guys think? I think that might do her shoulders. I was gonna put the other stuff right back in, that I wouldn't make a mistake. But then here's the tricky part, guys, because believe me, you might say, oh, nobody can do that, but guess what? I did it. So when I was putting the limbs on my very first reborn that I made, which was the lane sculpt, I wasn't paying attention which side I was putting the legs on, and I ended up putting the legs the wrong way. So you all know which one goes where. You just got to make sure you remember to put the right arms in the right side. Otherwise, you're going to have a baby with backward limbs. And you're going to have to take them all out again and redo the whole thing. I don't know why I got the limbs backwards, but I guess I was just wanting to get it done. So I put it on backwards. Let me see how that's going to look now. Let me see. Just don't want it to look like a football player limbs. If it is wrong, I guess I can just take her limbs out again if it needs to be, if I feel like they're too full. Okay, maybe a little bit smaller. Then you're gonna pop those arms on there, just like we did everywhere else. You're gonna pull the zip tie closed to where it goes around her little arm like that. Okay, don't want to make it too loose where it's going to come off, so you're just going to want to make sure with these ones, because they don't have joints in the arms, you just want to make sure that the arms can move, so you can put them the way you want them. Or if you actually, with this one, because you don't want to move that, you could actually make the arms a little tighter, but you also got to remember the trouble I had taking her apart, so you don't want to make them too tight. All right, so now here's her other arm. We're gonna get that one in. This is a longer video than what I expected, because I should have taken her apart before I did this video. Made it a little bit longer. I think this one's gonna be too full. Let me see if they're the same now. Oh, those little heads, so cute, Sage. I think this one's gonna be too full. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes when you have one arm in and one arm out. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Your little head. Your little head is flopping all over the place. Little floppy head. Yeah, we don't want your head to be flopping all over, huh? Look at her little face, it's so cute. She reminds me of a little baby that just woke up. Now I'm trying to see if that's gonna, I don't know, to me it looks like it might just be a little bit too much polyfill. Okay. Now let's try putting this in and seeing how it looks without tightening it. I don't know if it's the same. Okay, let's try putting her arm in without making it tight all the way. Let's take a look here. Oops, her arm fell out. Not the one I just put in though, of course. Maybe just a tad bit more. Okay, so I'm gonna tighten it a little bit more. Now, let's see. With the arm in, this arm should fit right in there now. Try to tuck all that stuff in so I'm not stuck with it showing again. Oh yeah, that one is... I wish I could hear you guys so you guys could tell me what you guys think, if you think they look even or not, because I do not want her to be like a football player. I just am not feeling that right now. Her head is too wobbly. I think they look about the same. Like I said, if it's not, I can always take it back out after I'm done with the video. So I'm just gonna tighten her zip tie up. Move her arm this way so I can have her arm the way I want it. And let me see her arms now. Oh, they look pretty close, if not the same. Okay, so now the legs. You see, this does take a little bit of time. So when you're wondering how much work your artist puts into your babies, this kind of gives you a little example of that, because it takes time to figure out which way everything is going to fit in. Okay, so this legs, you probably could do the legs a little bit more if you wanted to, if you want to do the big hips, but I would advise to just try not to do too big on the legs either, because it just won't look very good. Okay, so, but they are going to help your baby sit. Although this one's not really a sitting baby. She kind of lays on the shelf too. See how her little thigh, it looks like it's going to be all right like that. And I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to match what I'm putting in on both sides. Try to, at least. They kind of look the same. Okay. Okay, maybe a little tad more on that side. All right, now see what I almost did? I almost put the wrong leg on the right, on that side. Oh my goodness, okay. Push all that in. See, with full leg babies, you'd have to worry about their legs moving on this thing, so it would be a little different when you put the zip ties on, so you're not going to want to put it as tight, because you do have to worry about the legs moving. But her legs are going to be just like that, because this part moves. Okay, so that's one leg. We're almost done. And then I'll cut all the zip ties. And then we will have our baby back. And I think this body really suits her. Did I put this on right? Yeah, I did. It just seems twisted for some reason. I guess it's all right. Let me check. Yeah, that looks all right. Leg in here. I kept putting off trying to get her done, but I've been wanting to do this for a long time. It's just I've been putting it off and putting it off because of the time it does take. And then when I think I saw it on somebody's channel saying that everybody should know how to take apart their babies to be able to reweigh them, or just to be able to switch their bodies if you don't like their bodies. I thought, you know, I gotta switch out Sage's body anyway, so I might as well show you guys how to do it. Looks pretty good. Arms look good. Now you pick her up and you see if they're the weight that you want. She's gonna be a little bit lighter, but that's okay. And I'm kind of thinking I probably should put a little more polyfill on her body, but it makes her more flexible. But I think what I might do, because I didn't tighten everything really good, let me see if I didn't tighten her head, because I don't want to put another zip tie in there. I have to go in my room and get it. Okay, so I didn't put the head in real good yet, so I'm gonna take her head off and just put a little more polyfill in there. This is why you're not gonna want to tighten everything up until you get everything in the way you want it. She's gonna be a little bit lighter than she was, which is fine by me because she is just a little thing anyways. Okay, that should be good. Just a little bit more I wanted to add in there. Is the camera still going? Yeah, the film's still going. I just want to make sure everything was still going. Okay. So she's still real floppy. She's a little too floppy, but I probably, yeah, look, see that right here? I could put a little more polyfill in her neck. This is the only thing I have to, that's why you don't want to put the head on real tight when you first put it in, because that way you can kind of figure out how floppy you want your baby. Some people like them really floppy. I like them semi-floppy. I like them floppy, but not like where they are just like really floppy. Let's see how that looks with her now. Just don't want to put too much and then have her so stiff. Because Evander's another one. I got to take him apart one day and re-weigh him because he's just really, really heavy for his size. And if you make them too heavy, it really strains on their body. Okay, so there. She's really floppy now. What do you guys think of how floppy she is? I don't know. I wish you guys could talk to me. She's really floppy, but she would be really easy to pose now because she is floppy. Her body would pose easier. And see, she's able to curl up better when they have more of a floppy body. But there she is. I'm going to cut her ties now. I think I'm just going to go ahead and leave her like this. And if I decide that I don't like how floppy she is, I'll just take it out and re-weigh her because this video is going on long. Okay, so what you're going to do is, this is the part where you're going to use these little guys right here, the other part. You're going to cut it down all the way. You're going to fill it. Make sure it's flat. If it's not, you're going to go over here and just kind of clip it. I think hers is pretty flat. Then usually you can push these into the cloth. Usually. Sometimes it takes a little bit of moving around, but sometimes you can get that. Hers is pretty flat. I think I cut it pretty good. That's why I say use the clippers, because they work a lot better. I think it's pretty flat. Can't see anything. Okay, so then the other one, I'm going to clip it real short too. You go really close to the thing, it should clip right away. And it's fine. Okay, then you got this one. You see what the artists do? This is all the artists have to do to put our babies together when we buy them. When I first got Sage, she had like a lot of shine to her. And when I went to my sister's, it's the first time I don't think I started painting when I took Sage to my sister's. But I took her over there, and I said, I want her to not be shiny. So she showed me how to put the varnish on, and I varnished her. But when I took her home, I didn't have that bond with her like I did when she was shiny. I don't know why that is. So, but now I do. She's got the cutest eyebrows. I mean, I don't know if you guys can see those eyebrows. Look at them. They're so well done. I don't wish I could do eyebrows like that. I'm going to practice doing eyebrows like that. That's some good eyebrows. When I look for a baby, one of the things I look for is the eyebrows. Because, oh, I got one more. I thought I was finished. One more in the back of her head. And I think I'm just going to leave it the way it is. I'm not going to make it any tighter. And it's still hard to get off. But yet, if I needed to take her head off, I could just pop it off real quick. Because I don't have no kids playing with my dolls. And that's that. There she is. So let's get her dressed in some clothes. I spilled a little bit of glass beads on the table. I'm going to have to probably wash that. Okay. Let's put on her clothes. So that's how you do a baby. That's how you put all the weighting material in them. Like I said, you probably want to go for the better grade of glass beads, because those glass beads are really, they're pretty fine. And they kind of leak out of the bag. So that's what I'm going to be looking into, getting a better grade of glass beads. Oh, I forgot to put her diaper on. Oh my goodness. We would have had accidents for days. That wouldn't have been good. I think she's going to be good this way. I already like this new body already. Okay. I just wish they made this sculpt with full legs, at least full legs, but they didn't. Okay. Because she would have been cute with full legs. See if you guys can see her. All that stuff out of the way. All right. She still fits in her newborn stuff. That's good, huh? Well, this body's a little bit smaller, but not by very much. Okay, we're just going to put on her little ladybug outfit. And I'm going to see if I can just pop over and grab a brush before I end the video, just to get her hair brushed up a little bit. And you guys can look at her while I do that. It's right there by my desk. It's not that far. Oops, got a little fuzz on you. Are you looking at all your aunties? They're saying, oh my gosh, that was traumatic. Such a traumatic surgery. Don't you feel better, Sage? Feel better on your new body? Yeah. Okay. This video is probably very long, and I'm really sorry if you didn't. Hopefully you've made it this far. Okay. Let's see now. Oh, look at her. Isn't she like adorable? So do you guys think she looks any different than she did on her other body? Maybe a little shorter, maybe? Okay, let me see if I can get her little hairbrush real quick, guys. If I have one, I think I have one over here. Yeah, I do. So one I use when I'm reading. I don't have any water with me, so I'm just going to have to just brush it down a little bit. She has some cute hair. Okay, her hair's sticking up a little bit because I didn't get a chance to water it. Water it like it's a plant, right? I don't know if I had a headband on her. Did I have one? Yes, I did. We had a little headband. It's the same one she had on, but I was unprepared. Sometimes that happens to the best of us. And we didn't put the same socks back on really because I like to keep socks on her. So, let me see if I can adjust the camera a little bit so you guys can get a full view of her. Let me see if I can hold her up. There she is. She's a little bit lighter, but it's okay. What do you guys think about her, huh? Think she looks good on this body? You can let me know in the comments below what you guys think about her new body. I think it feels really nice. She actually feels a little more cuddly now that I restuffed her. Sometimes we need to do that with our babies. We need to restuff them so that way they feel a little more cuddly. If I could turn my camera around so you guys can see her, my arms here. Hi guys. See? Okay, so here she is. So she's basically about the same. Like I said, it wasn't much of a big difference of a body. This video has been like 46 minutes. There's our girl. Hi, baby girl. So I hope you enjoyed watching Sage's surgery. I know a lot of you already know how to take apart your babies, but I'm sure there's someone that needed a little hand and maybe just to see somebody else do it, to see maybe some tips and tricks. But just remember, go to get your zip ties, and it's really not that difficult to take them apart. It's a little scary the first time because you're always worried, am I going to cut my baby? Just have to be really, really careful. And yeah, so here's my baby girl Sage. I love her. She's so sweet and a little bit lighter now. She feels more like a newborn. She was a little heavy before and real puffy. And she wasn't, I mean, I posed her, but now she'll be able to like cuddle up and be a little bit more cuddly now than before. So Sage will see you in other videos. So, and anyways, thank you for joining me in changing out Sage's body. The next time I'll probably be doing Evander, but we're just going to take out some weight from inside Evander because he's like really heavy for me. He doesn't feel like a natural newborn, so I'm just going to like take some of his weight out, make him a little bit lighter. And I'll see you guys tomorrow for Liam's video. I'm curious what he's going to be watching too. He's been really busy watching a few videos, so we'll see what he's been watching. So anyways, everyone, have a great, great day. Say goodbye, baby. Say bye-bye. Say bye-bye. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you again for joining us. Big hugs and many blessings. Bye.